The words commons, no, bene comune, what is the real meaning of these words? And we are talking about not material, like water, like something that that you can touch. We are talking about knowledge, no?
The access to knowledge is a right, a fundamental right, like the access to the water, like the access to the air. We started to think together that maybe also Valle could be, Teatro Valle could be a commonwealth, un bene comune.
You don't define beni comuni, you fight for them, you defend them, and you try to claim more of that. You try to limit the domains of private property and the domains of the public property by the use of this tool that gets political life and becomes very strong in the moment in which it is supported by many people who had their own revolution of the beni comuni inside of them.
I'm here in the Teatro Valle from the beginning, from the 14th of June. I didn't know no one inside here. I have no personal friends, but I just read on Facebook some friends of mine write today at 4 o'clock in the afternoon there will be a conferenza stampa because a group of workers of theater in China, they occupy the Teatro Valle. So I say with myself, what an amazing news. I was always in love with this theater.
I invest all my life here this time, like all the other people that you know here. We invested all our life, working here, thinking here, sleeping here, eating here, discussing here, meeting people and taking care of this place. All the time in the last 6 months.
This theater was built in the 1727. Before of that there was really, I think this was one of the first public theater open to the people.
Pirandello, a Sicilian Nobel Prize, had his debut of 6 personaggi in cerca d'autore, 6 characters looking for the author. Here in this theater, probably Mozart were here, Rossini, Donizetti, Pergolesi, in 70s, and all the greatest contemporary actors and directors came here. So it's a very beautiful theater, and it's one of the most important theaters in all Europe.
In theater in Italy, you go to the theater, you buy your ticket, you watch the show, and you go outside. It's not this theater. Theater is a place in which you can go in 10 in the morning and have a tea with a dramatician or an actor. You can share your information, share your culture, share your ideas. It's a place in which you can do workshop, you can improve in what you want to do in your life, because this is what I want to do in my life. And at the end of the day, there's a show. At the end of the day, at the end of the work, there's a show. The real work, it's behind the show. The real work, it's before the show. The real show, it's before the show.
So when I went to the Valley, there was it was the very beginning of the occupation, because at the beginning they thought to stay just a few days. And I kind of told them, and we discussed together, that the successful struggles for the common have to last a long time. They have to be physical and very durable. It's not a matter of doing like one day, of manifestation with a lot of people to speak truth to the power. That's not the point. The point is being there, occupying it, making it alive in long periods of time. If you do things that last in time and you organize and structure them, then it becomes a much more effective way to reclaim the political spaces.
This year's 2011's occupation movements are rooted rather than nomadic. In fact, the part of the point is that they won't move. And what they do then, in fact, much more effectively than the movements 10 years ago, is construct the opportunity for creating new social relationships in miniature, creating new forms of decision-making, new forms of organization.
It could be important that the people think now that everything is our, that everything is our problem also, and in premise politics, the situation of politics.
Actually, it's a paradox. It's very strange talking about legal occupation.
They were all scared of the law, but then they in writing the statutes and the bylaws of the foundation that we are developing there, we'll talk about that I'm sure later, they understood how creative and interesting and fun is to use the law.
We are a community. We can take as an example this community to write down the stuff, and in this way we can imagine also something that doesn't exist till now, and that's the great stuff that what we are doing here is something special, because we are imagining something that till now doesn't exist as directly democracy, as a huge assembly that decides.
Our meetings are open, and all the community can come in and speak and vote.
15 guys that are they are the columns. 15. It's not a leader, no. And around there are more or less 20 that they support a lot. There are around other 40 that help, and around we have other 50 that help from outside, that come when they have possibility.
We are thinking who can manage this theater. Not us, we are artists, we are dancers, actors, it's not our work, no, our job. Now we are doing it, but in a kind of a political fight, it's an emergency, it's an urgency, no, that we are using.
We realize that we have to do something, and that struggle is connected to other little struggle that they are doing in every part of Italy.
There is an important struggle between the merchants and the state, and in the middle are the people, the normal people that hasn't chosen.
We are the 90% really, but we have to understand that we are the 90%. We have to meet each other, we have to talk also on the road, also here, everywhere. We need to talk because we are the alternative to this. We have to resist, reclaim, recreate.